what the heck happened to rates? We were all so excited that after September 18th, the Fed cut their rate by 50 basis points. The market responded. We saw mortgage rates go down. Yay. Then last week showed up, and it was a different story. The jobs report kind of threw a wrench in the works, and we've seen a spike back in interest rates up about 0.5%. But I wanted to give some extra perspective on things. So to do so, let's dive into some quick review of data. This chart you see is what we call the 10-year treasury yield or the 10-year bond. And as you may remember, it's a bit of a barometer of the overall direction of mortgage rates. So downward means that generally mortgage rates are going down. Upward means that generally mortgage rates are going up. And so when we look at this, we say, oh my gosh, from where we were at the tail end of last week to now, yikes, rates have definitely gone up. Well, there's a little more to the story that we need to look at, and to kind of get there, first, a quick acknowledgement to David Rosenberg and the research that he's done, and then our friends at MBS Highway who put this chart together just super fast. This is just a 40-year kind of historical review of what normally happens after the Fed's first rate cut. It is very normal to see a spike in the 10-year treasury, and remember, it's a barometer for mortgage rates, so it's not unusual at all to see that. 2019, there was a bit of an anomaly where it didn't happen, but generally speaking, if you look at this, you can see there was a jump or a spike after that initial rate drop by the Fed. So we say, okay, what does that mean? Well, ultimately, it does tend to drop. These are what the numbers were percentage-wise, but remember, we're comparing that to what those yields were back then. So if we kind of normalize it, take just a relative decline, well, what might that mean? Well, it means that we might end up closer to about 2.35%. There could be a 37% drop from the 3.7 that we saw. We're currently kind of battling 406, 407 as of today. But that's good news. That just means that there's hope that rates will have a historical basis to continue to come down. So all is not lost, even though last week was unpleasant. Rates are still better than they were even a few months ago, or at least in the 6s versus the 7s and the 8s. There's hope that they'll come back down. And when you hear folks like us in the mortgage business and real estate say, marry the home, date the rate, it's not just an old wives' tale. You know, there's oftentimes some data behind it, and it's things like this. So if you or someone you know is interested in buying a home or that next home, now is a really good time, and hopefully data like this helps you feel more confident. So if you want to have a chat about it, give us a ring. We're never too busy to have a discussion. Thanks so much.